It says the morning of the 22nd of February, 2026. A clip put up by Think About It. Title: Satan's New World Order is coming very soon. Will you be ready? Warning: disturbing content. Viewer discretion is advised. This plays for 33 minutes. Let's have a listen. Don't know how much I'm going to play. Depends on what I hear.
The Epstein Files reveal the largest genocide in human history, and it is being hidden from your eyes. 8 million children go missing every single year. Look at all these people with black eyes. Politicians, your famous actors, the Pope, high-level people. They all participate. This is an email from the Epstein Files. All you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. Adrenochrome is the molecule created in adrenalized blood, meaning when your adrenaline is high, when you have fear, right? That's why when little kids are tortured, they have more adrenaline in their blood, and then they and drink it. It gives them a high. It also makes their skin look younger. And I've known about this for quite some time. There were whistleblowers who came out who have been trafficked who talk about this. It's known, but now the Epstein Files just proved it. See all these celebrities with black eyes? That's not by accident. That's because before they do you know what to the kids, they have to get punched in the eye as a humiliation ritual. It goes even deeper than that. You see, the reason these people have so much power and influence is because when you do ritualistic magic with a child, that child is closest to God, the spirit world, so it creates universal energy. When you kill a child, it creates energy in the spirit world. They're utilizing that energy for whatever they want in the world. They're actually taking that ritualistically. It's magic. It goes back to the Aztec and Mayan civilizations. Yes, these people are sick, demented in the head, but it's also way deeper than you can even comprehend. They're targeting children because they're powerless and they're closest to God. We need to stop this. We need to save the children. And guess what? Even all of these Epstein Files released, I guarantee nothing's going to happen. None of those people will be prosecuted, right? Because they have the power, right? They're the ones doing ritualistic magic. They're the ones with the highest levels of power, wealth, influence in the world. We need to put an end to this. It is up to us. It's in our hands.
Hi, Steve here. The world as we know it is shifting. Power structures are consolidating. Freedom is narrowing. Truth is becoming negotiable. And the New Testament, written in Aramaic, warned that this would happen. Not as politics, not as coincidence, but as spiritual orchestration. The question is not if change is coming. The question is, will you recognize it when it does?
The 9/11 thing was like a paradigm shift for you, which of course it was for a whole lot of people. I personally bought it hook, line, and sinker. I was one of these people that was sucked in, admittedly. Now that I'm not, obviously it's kind of like our duty to do what we're doing. I can't imagine doing anything else in life right now in times like these, but looking back at 9/11, seeing where we are now, do you predict a cataclysmic event like that, another 9/11, or maybe even bigger happening?
This is going to be a huge year. Like they've got to do something to stop the awakening. I think they do these resets all the time, and I think it gets to a point where they know as the population is growing, and there's only so long you can hold the illusion together. The new children that come up, okay, they're waking up and they're freaking out as society, so we call them ADHD and we drug them. But then the next generation are a little bit more awake, and then that's why suddenly it's the boomers and it's this and that, and then suddenly it's Generation X and Generation Y and Generation Z, because these are the last 3 generations before they need to do a reset. They need a major event to wipe out this rising consciousness that's happening. And everything we're seeing at the moment, like, they want you to see the corruption. The release of the Epstein Files, this isn't a mistake. Finding out the world is run by basically pedophiles, child-eating, demonic-worshipping, Baal-worshipping, like the most evil thing. You can't even comprehend how evil it really is. And they want you to see that because they're counting on the people doing nothing.
Judaism is at the center of everything that Jeffrey Epstein was doing.
Well, these people, it's like the star isn't a Star of David. There is no such thing as a Star of David. It's a Star of Remphan, a Star of Moloch, the Star of Baal. If you go to Baalbek, Baalbek, the temple built to worship Baal in Lebanon, there's a Star of David there on the wall. It's the Star of Baal, the Star of Molech. And Molech is about child sacrifice. And the thing is, like with Epstein, there's this whole disinformation thing saying, oh, he had nothing to do with Israel, he had nothing to do with us, and rah, rah, rah. And look, he's got a mosque on his island. He's a Russian agent, a Muslim Russian agent, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if they even built that little mosque to put the dome on top so that if everything ever came undone,
Yeah.
it got plausible deniability.
Yes.
But the thing is, there's this whole concept that Epstein was this kingpin who was blackmailing everybody. No, he was a gopher. All of these people, you don't need to have blackmail evidence on these people. They love what they do. They love filming it, and they share their videos with each
Or
other.
sometimes do they not know that they're being filmed, but they just love doing what they do? This is their fetish. Donald Trump was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. When you're best friends with somebody, it's because you share a common interest.
Exactly.
And that common interest, obviously, we know what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. We can read through the emails. He's mentioned 38,000 times in these files, but you have people like Alex Jones saying, well, everybody else is guilty except for when it comes to Trump. Then it's a Democrat hoax. How do you separate the two?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, there's such a disinformation campaign. The thing is, like, there'd be lower level politicians that they brought in and got dirt on, for sure. You know, but the main core of it is people like Trump, people like Dershowitz, people like Benjamin Netanyahu, the big high elites, the Rothschilds, Prince Andrews, who just love torturing, raping, killing. That's saying one of the most prolific pedophiles in all of America is Ellen DeGeneres. Mossad is every government on earth. They're all connected. It's the same thing. Mossad, CIA, NSA, the government of France, government of Spain, government of anywhere. They're all connected.
They're all controlled by Rothschild-owned central banks.
Exactly.
And when you're not, you become Venezuela, you become Bashar al-Assad, you become Muammar Gaddafi, you become Adolf Hitler, you become Saddam Hussein. They will come for you, they will jail you, they will kill you, they will take your country, and then they will install the central banks, and the private equity firms will come rushing in there. BlackRock, we saw what happened in Ukraine. They now own the rights to all of the precious metals and mineral deposits there. They did the same thing right here. Well, we're in Mexico now, but in America, in Western North Carolina after Hurricane Helene, the lithium deposits, BlackRock's right there. The Panama Canal, BlackRock's right there.
Yeah.
And
everywhere. And even with, I had someone say to me the other day, you people are saying that all these people are dying in Ukraine. How come the population is growing? So because there's so many Jews that are moving to Ukraine and buying up all the land. Now, this is all designed.
Do you think that's Nuka's area? Do you think, the map of Greater Israel continues to expand and now includes some of these portions of Ukraine that are highly contested?
Yeah. It's all, they want to expand east and south and north, and they want Greater Israel. That's what they want to do.
The Zoomer generation, how important are the Zoomers?
Massively important. And that's one of the reasons why they've released all this stuff. Like, we're seeing the whole veil is falling down, the apocalypse, the great revealing. You know, but what they're counting on is that people aren't going to do anything. They're going to look to the government. They're going to want to press charges against someone because they think the system is real.
Right.
This is an opportunity for people to realize it's a fiction. You're living in a people farm. I've been telling people this for 20 years. You're living in a people farm.
The Matrix.
They are harvesting children. The Matrix is your belief that the system is real. You know, you've just found out that the world is run by pedophiles. Well, you're going to go to their legal system and their police force and say, please fix this problem?
Yeah.
No, you have to fix it by simply disconnecting from that. Connecting with this, connecting with the community. We have the power. This whole system only functions because we believe the system is real.
And the problem is because Charlie Kirk was on campus, he was, impacting the thoughts and, the lives of millions of Zoomers, college-age young Americans who represent the political future, the spiritual future, the physical future of America. And, these people hanged on his every word. And so because he was so impactful and he was having this awakening, he took off his wedding ring. He was in an argument with Erica Kirk. There's a picture that's missing of their wedding day from behind where he used to sit. Now it's been replaced by the scrolls of the Talmud. It's just insane. But they were apparently arguing the night before. He slept in his daughter's bedroom. So there were problems on Front Street, and there were problems very publicly as Charlie Kirk was in these struggle sessions at Bill Ackman's mansion in the Hamptons. Benjamin Netanyahu phoned in, offered him $150 million. They couldn't bring him back onto the plantation, onto the reservation. He had gone rogue, and he was talking about this multifaceted occupation throughout our entire society. It's in our politics, it's in our media, it's in our entertainment, it's in Hollywood. It's in our institutions of learning. It's in academia. It's in big pharma. It's everywhere.
Absolutely.
And he was naming all of this and said that he was going to be forced to lead the pro-Israel cause. I think that because of the importance of Zoomers, and because he said that he was going to go ballistic on Trump over Epstein and wars, he was going to expose this to a lot of people. And now there's this massive effort through Turning Point USA high school chapters where they have access to young people, military recruiting stations right outside your Turning Point event, so you can be all charged up on the propaganda and walk right out and enlist to go fight and die in these forever wars that do nothing to benefit our national security or economic interests, but do everything to benefit Israel and the Holocaust hustlers.
Yeah, it's all about, sacrifice, brother. Sacrifice, human sacrifice, decreasing the population. I mean, the whole earth, like all of these wars are about depopulation. Put on your satanic rituals, put on your little braids and your little five-pointed stars and dress up with all your occult symbolism and go out there and kill people you've never met before and don't have any problem with. All the wars are about depopulation and destroying the old world, destroying any trace of anything. All the Jews just keep breeding, and they're the ones who manufacture all the wars. But all of them are about sacrifice. All of them. That's all they're about. That's all they've ever been about. There's no reason for us to be living in a feudal society. This whole system has been made up. Now, it doesn't matter what country you go to, you find good people there who don't have a problem with you. Nobody wants to go and have wars. It's the governments all the time saying, hey, the guys over there don't like you, so you need to go and kill them.
Wedge issues.
But put on all these symbolism.
Fight horizontally.
Exactly.
To keep your minds off of looking vertically.
Exactly.
They would love a civil war because it gives them the pretext that they need to launch the super surveillance state to usher in Palantir, because Americans will beg for it, just like they begged for the Patriot Act after 9/11 when two planes knocked down 3 buildings and then somebody pulled off some unbelievable maneuvers to go into the Pentagon. Complete BS. Total BS.
But we're in a position now where we have, like, the Zoomers and all these people see what is going on and they want some guidance. They want to stand up. How can you respect the legal system, the politicians, the media? How can you respect any of these people now? You know what has been revealed and understand that this is our moment. From this moment, now that this is all in our face, we have 2 options. We either die or we grow.
Something that you said.
All right, you can watch the rest of it, but you sort of get the picture. I played about 12 minutes of a 33-minute clip. I can't do this alone, folks. Pass it along, and thanks for listening.